I read the episode. I use not for anything.
So you don't look at
Finish your whiskey.
Hello, good morning. If you can hear me, please indicate in the chat group. And please mute your mic so that we can have order in the class or something. Thank you. Or I'm just trying to wait for some other people to join. We are expecting like 42 people. All right, thank you, Olukolade. You can see your text. All right, thank you, Ekene. You're welcome. Sorry, my background is dark. I just discovered my lighting wasn't good enough. I'll fix it in the coming class. Yep. Please mute your mic. Can everyone see my screen? I'm sharing the document. Just indicate in the chat section if you can. Can you see the document I'm sharing currently? If you can, just indicate yes. All right, Hilda, thank you. Welcome, guys. So I'm just waiting for as many people as we have to join. We're expecting 42 people, and I have here 13. So let's give them another 5 minutes, then we start. Sorry about my lighting. I have some issues with it, but I'll fix it. But can you see my screen? If you can, just let me know. Yes, I'm sharing a document currently. I want to know if you can see that document.
Can I put off my video?
Yes, you might. If you don't want me to see your face, you can put off your video. Yeah. And you can please also mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Tomiwa, the screen I'm referring to is the document. Yeah, you can see something that says how to create designs that sell your product. Yeah, if you can see that, then we're good. All right, so we have 15. In the next 5 minutes, you start in like 10 minutes past 12. We'll start. Thank you guys for joining.
I really like everybody knows I'm sweet.
Kindly mute your mic as you join the class, please. Thank you. Hilda, Zoom class lasts for like 40 minutes first, but I'm thinking of an extension of like over an hour because of some things I want to explain. But let's see how it goes. I will try as much as possible to speed up this session so that, but then I just want us to get a lot of value from this. So yeah, I know PFC, even me too. I'm trying to be on generator. Hopefully they don't take the light. Yeah. So guys, welcome. We start in 4 minutes. I'm just holding on for people that are going to join us soon. We're expecting like 48 people. Yes. I'm working on that. Yeah, thank you, Lukolade. I'm working on muting everyone. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah. And I'll unmute back when it's time for Q&A or when anyone wants to ask a question. Yeah. So I'm muting everyone currently. You might not be able to, so that I won't have to be telling you to mute your microphone and stuff. Hello, Orma, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say I in the comment section.
Mommy.
All right. If you can hear me, please say I. All right. So if you have any question, just please note them down. At the end of the class, we have a Q&A session. And so I'm currently muting as many people as I can right now so that we don't get to interrupt the class. Also, you can mute from your hand. You can mute your mic on Zoom from your hand also. Yeah, we'll start in about 2 minutes. I'm just waiting for people to join. Sorry about my lighting. I know it's very poor, but the document is important. I hope you can see the slide I'm sharing, how to create designs that sell your product. Yeah. All right. I pray. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Starting another 1 minute. I'm trying to mute as many people as I can, but please, you can also mute your mic just in case I can't mute you, because I mean, it's a long list. I'm going down. Please mute your mic. Thank you. All right, so we start now. All right, guys, welcome to Design for Non-Designer. My name is Oluwakayode Mike Onofurora, and today I'll be taking a class on how to create designs that sell your products. Thank you for joining this class, and I hope at the end of the class you get enough value for your time. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so yeah, who is this class for? I mean, a lot of people are asking me who is supposed to attend this class, and let me just clarify before we go on. So this class is for business owners. It's for guys that want to do it themselves, people that want to create designs by themselves, graphics themselves. It's for content creators. It's for designers generally. So this class is not a professional design class for you to be a professional graphic designer. No, this class is to help you apply design ideas, design tips, design principles to creating perfect and good designs, right? All right, so agenda for today's class is very, very simple. We're talking about the fundamentals. Don't worry, I'm going to share you this class notes at the end of the class. Yeah. So we'll be talking about the fundamentals, but also take notes. And if you have questions, please ask once it's time for Q&A. Yeah. So we'll talk about the fundamentals. What do you need to know before you start to design? Yeah. We'll talk about design tips. Now, these design tips, I tried as much as possible to merge it into then and now. So 2 and 3 are like going to work hand in hand. What do I mean? So there are tips that will make your design better. So I tried to do a comparison of what kind of designs people do and what they can do to make it better, right? So under that, we'll talk about different principles that make the design look perfect and make it work. And I will also quickly do a case study using Canva. Now, because of how I want everybody to understand the fundamentals, because I mean, the fundamentals is as important as learning the tool. So it's not just about going to learn Canva first. It's about understanding the fundamentals and the design tips, which will help you produce great designs on whatever design platform you want to use, Canva or the likes. But why I'm using Canva to do my case study in this class is because, as I said, this class is basically for non-designers. I'm also thinking of probably doing something else in where we'll do hours of learning Canva and doing a lot of designs on Canva, and also learning Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. I realize Adobe Illustrator is another tool that we all can use, and it will help. Like, it's not so difficult to learn, and it's going to help you achieve a lot. Yeah. So what's the goal for this class? I mean, I have just one goal in mind, and that's it. This class is focused on helping you create designs that work. So at the end of this class, I want everybody to be able to create designs that work and help their products or whatever services you render. Yeah. So because I realize people have ideas and they want to convert their ideas into something. I mean, a friend of mine has been following my design for non-designers on Instagram, and he was able to create graphics for himself that has helped his brand currently. So I mean, if we all can do that by ourselves, it is something that would be great. Yeah. So yeah, so the goal is to help you create designs that work. Now, let's get this. I'm trying to hide this thing on this side because, sorry, 1 second. Can't see my screen, so I have to, okay. Trying to move this thing away from my screen there. All right, so like I said, we are going to go into the fundamentals. So before you do any design, there are things you have to have, like there's an understanding you need to have, right? Which is number one, what is this thing I'm trying to create, right? What does it need to solve? Like I used to tell people that every design is solving a problem. So you have a problem of, oh, I want my client to buy a particular product, right? So that is a problem. So then you have to define that goal first. Then what does it need to solve? Then from there, you have to diagnose the problem. You have to do a lot of brainstorming on who is my target audience, what is the message, and where and how will it be displayed. Now, why are you trying to identify this target audience and all of this? Is because designs appeal to different group and individual of people in different ways. Now, there's what teenagers will see and appreciate more, and what a corporate guy will see and appreciate more. That will be different from what an average or someone in their 50s or 60s will appreciate better, on what message they will appreciate. So you need to understand this. You need to understand what your audience are looking for. Look at what your competitors are doing and see what you can do to make your own better, right? So that is where you do a lot of that. You diagnose the problem. Also, you do a lot of brainstorming. Yeah, I mean, your brainstorming is where you ideate a lot of possible problems. Now, in this session of brainstorming, I would say that you have to develop a mood board. Now, mood board is not something big. I mean, when people hear mood board, they're like, oh my God, what is that? That is like something very big. Mood board is not big. Mood board is just going on platform like Pinterest to generate different ideas. I'm sure many of us are familiar with Pinterest. And if you're not, don't worry, at the end of the class, I have a resource link or a resource page that I will show you different places to get resources from. Yeah, Pinterest is where I generate ideas from. So I want to create something good. I mean, the thing about Pinterest is you might not have the skill set to do it, but you can see the idea and you can sketch it down on your paper and try to bring it to life with time. But then it helps you just generate different things, different atmosphere, and see how you can best achieve these things, right? So that's the essence of having a mood board. And also, I used to tell people, no idea is useless. Like, don't trash any idea. Just have as many ideas as possible. I mean, you can join one or two things together, and at the end of the day, you have a solution. Yeah. So that's what's the first thing you need to know. Now, moving on. Yeah, there are fundamentals, like I said from the beginning of the class, that we need to understand. Now, every design you see out there have 4 basic elements that are being put in place to make them work. Now, the way they are being used is just dependent on the individual, on their creativity, yeah? But there is hardly no design you will see that you won't see a shape, be it a rectangular shape, a square, a circular shape, an irregular shape, whatever shape. You won't see, there's no design, hardly a design you see that you won't see a color. You see 1 or 2 colors, whatever color the brand is trying to push, right? The brand colors will be depicted in the design. And also you will see text. Now, text is very, very tricky. Like, a lot of people just want to use text to do a lot of things. Now, I did an extensive teaching, like an Instagram post on text and how to use them best. But I will explain a bit of it here. But if you want to take further study or further research on that, you can check my Instagram on I am K-Mike, and you can check more about text. But text is something I tell people, like, you need to choose what you want and focus and be consistent with it. Yeah. So consistency is key for all of this. And also image. I mean, image, people say evoke emotions, they bring things to life. I want to see the picture of what you're selling. I want you to show me the product. I want to see how it looks and stuff like that. That's where you get the image from, right? Yeah. So these 4 elements are like the basic elements that consist of any design you see. So any design you see a shape, you see a color, you see a text, and you see an image, right? All right. So now, there are different types of designs. But for this class, I'm going to focus on 3 major types of designs. Now, don't let this image or this creative scare you. Now, the first type of design is image-based designs. Now, image-based designs are designs that where you just showcase your product, your image, whatever it is. You take a picture on Instagram, that is an image-based design. That is an image, right? I mean, you don't want to take a shitty picture. You want to have a picture that looks so good. You want people to see a picture of you and you want them to see, oh, wow, this is an amazing picture. Yeah. So the same way you sell yourself on Instagram, the same way you sell yourself with dope ass picture is the same way you sell your brand. Like, you don't want to post shitty pictures. I'm going to talk extensively about how you should focus on what kind of pictures to post as we go on in this class. But these are image-based designs. These are designs that what's it called? These are designs that people, or I'm trying to see, yeah, these are designs that I'll answer every question, please. I don't just want to get distracted and go, of course. Yeah. So these are designs that are focused on the product of the brand. Now, you can see Nivea, you can see Budweiser, you can see Mercedes. Now, these guys are keen about their products. Now, image-based designs are usually done with Photoshop now, but then for your products, I'm sure many of us have cameras, pictures, cameras. We used to take phone cameras. We used to take our product image. Let's say, for example, I sell shoes and I don't have so much investment in doing photography. I can take a picture with my phone and then do a bit of editing and stuff, you know, and from there I can also have, what's it called? I can have something great. Like, I just do a bit of editing on it, and yeah, I have something very great. Yeah. So this is one part of design, type of design, image-based design. There is also type-based design. Type-based design is just where you have a copy of text on your page or on your post. Now, for type-based design, there are different things. Now, you can see on this side here where I have the Black Friday design, where just by using different principles of alignment to make this thing look very clean. Like, I can see, obviously, there's something we call in design, we call it hierarchy. Hierarchy is like how we have father, mother, and children, or the king, the chief, whatever in a community. Like, it's the same way. What is the first thing you want your audience to see? Then what are the sub things you want them to see? So I want everybody to see that I will save you 50% offer in 2 weeks, for 26 weeks rather, if you go for these sales. So now every design has something it's sharing. This is type-based design. For me, I used to tell people that if you want to use a long, like, you want to have a body of text that has a lot of copy, I used to tell people to use what we call the sans serif typeface. Now, I said before that there are quite a lot of things to say in this class, but I'm trying to not say too many things. So if you want to learn more about typefaces or font, as the case may be, you can also check my Instagram. I've done something about it that will help you. But for this class, I just want to take each thing and focus and move very fast. All right, so yeah, you can see that this is just basically type and background. That's all. Then also the next thing is image and text. Like, this is a combination of images with text and making the design, bringing the design to life. Now, for this kind of design, you have to work with a lot of picture editing and stuff. Now, I don't want you to get carried away with, oh, I cannot do this. Now, this is not it's not the point of this class. The point of this class is to show you and make you understand what you can do with what you have, right? And make what you can do look very good or better than what you have on this screen currently. Yeah. So this is image and type-based design. Also, yeah, so those are the three types of design I'm going to discuss, or I think are necessary for this class. Now, to move very fast at the design tips. Now, these tips, I'm going to try to merge them, like I said before, with then and now, like what you have before and what you can do now, what you have been doing before and what you can do now. So now, the first thing is, how do you choose the best images for your design or for your graphics? Now, I've had a lot of people who have issues with choosing images. Number one thing I used to say is that you have to look for images that have good quality. Now, I believe everyone has to there are resources where you can there are places where you can get free images from. I'm going to put the resources at the end of this class. You will see it so you can have access to them. There's Pixels, there is Unsplash, right? So you can see this first image is a blurry image. There's no focus. We can't see what you are selling. Now people post picture and it is blurry. It is not of good resolution. Now I used to tell people, don't just go on Google and download pictures. Now, if you want to download pictures on Google, what I usually advise is this. When you go on Google, I want to quickly share another screen. One sec. Hold on a bit. I want to share a screen that explains Google to you guys to explain how you can get images on Google of high resolution. So I'm sharing the screen now. Okay. So yeah, so we go on Google and let's say I want to check for fashion images, right? I click on fashion images, Google loads pictures. I go on images, yeah. What I usually do is this: if I necessarily have to go on Google, I'll go to tools, yeah. When I go on tools, I go to size and I go to large size, because I understand that for my Instagram designs or my social media designs, the standard size is 1080 by 1080. So I want a picture that will complement that, right? So from here I can see that this picture is about 1000 by 1384. So this might be a good picture for my post, right? So I download this picture and I use for my design. So that is how you can how you can get good pictures on Google, or you can get high resolution images on Google if you necessarily have to use Google. Now let me go back to my slide and continue. All right, so quality is always important. Quality is important. Like, use pictures that are of good quality. Sorry, I'm going to attend to questions. As I'm seeing questions coming, I'll attend to questions after the class. There's a Q&A session. All right, so focus on quality image. Now, another thing you need to also learn about images is that I see people don't really know how to crop an image. For example, let me do an example for you on Canva very quickly. Let me do another share. Let me go on my Canva and do another example of how to really crop image. Like, these are basic things, but I feel like if you know them, it makes your work easier and good. This is my Canva. Yep, this is my Canva. Okay, so let me just do this. So for example, I have this picture, right? I have this picture on Canva. I hope you can see. My internet is kind of like crappy, but so I have this picture on Canva and I want to crop, or I want to increase the size and the width. What most people do is they just drag this thing, and by doing that, by just dragging, you have in a way distorted the image, but you might not know. So what I usually tell people to do is always hold on to your Shift and your Alt keys on your computer. When you do that, you are dragging the picture from all the sides, all the edges of the images are moving along. So you're dragging, once you put your cursor here and you hold your Shift and Alt, you are dragging this image from every angle, right? And it's not going to distort the image or reduce the image in any way. So that's like the best way for you to do your, your image dragging and stuff. So back to my slide. Yeah, so quality is important. Like, use good quality images. Also, composition. Now, this part, I want you to pay some attention to me, as it is very, very important, because I've seen designs like this first one with this guy here with this text. Now, we all can both agree that this text here is too small. I really can't see it. It might be lost, and my audience or my followers might be squinting their eyes to see this thing. I might not be able to get it, right? So what do I do to make this better? Now, one thing I used to advise here is something we call in design the rule of thirds. Now, the rule of thirds is simple. It is just breaking your Canva. This is your frame of your design. This is your board. You break it into 3 sections, like I've done here, 1, 2, 3. I break it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, both vertically and horizontally. And once that is done, but even looking at this image on the way it is actually good and very centralized in this. It is good, it is in the center and it is perfect. But if we're thinking of adding a text, we can't leave it like this and just write our text up or down here as the way it has been written. Now we want to apply the rule of thirds, which says that we can put it to any of these. You can see 4 dots here in the center. We can make this image come to any of these 4 focal points or 4 dots, and just like we've done in the second part, and make the image come down here. Now for this, you can see that this second creative that I put on green shows the image perfectly and shows the text in a clean way. Now this text is aligned to the right and it is with a lighter shade of color. So there is contrast with the text and the background. That's one thing. And the text size that is being used is good. Like I used to see many non-designers, I don't know if they are scared of scaling their font or their text size. Like I see people just trying to squeeze the text like the first one. Now you don't be scared of copying your image. Like take your time. Just the way I've shown you how to do it, to crop an image from all the sizes, you hold your shift and your alt. If you want to crop it from one side, for example, you want to crop it from this angle, from this right side, you just hold your shift and you reduce it and it will come all the way down here. Right. So that's the way I do my design. That's the way so this way you can see that the composition, the text is clean, the design, the picture too is clean, and we have a good balance between the picture and the text. Right. So let's move on. Also colors. Now, I'm sure everybody here, if you have a brand or whatever, you have colors that are what you call your brand colors. Now, you have to always try as much as possible to sync your colors with your pictures or with your posts. For example, I know someone that whenever I post any picture on Instagram, he has a particular preset he use on Lightroom. So guys, I'm going to invite him for a particular discussion on how to use pictures and how to do video recording with your phone, video recording and editing with your phone. Because I know many people that want to do a lot of things with picture and video recording with their products. I'm going to bring him on board. He's very good. His name is Nero. He knows how to do those things very well. So there's one thing he told me, and it's a secret. Like he downloads, there's this tool called Adobe Lightroom. I don't know how many of us know Adobe Lightroom. For people that use products. Now, Adobe Lightroom is good for your editing of pictures. Now, what he does is he has a particular preset on Adobe Lightroom. Any picture he posts has that preset. Now, that preset gives his picture a golden effect, like a gold effect, right? So that effect is basically helps him to, yeah, Hilda, the class will be recorded, no problem. The class will be recorded, yeah. All right, Adobe Lightroom, that preset gives him the same. So when you look at his post on Instagram, it has the same sync or the same feel of images all across board. Now that is somebody that is trying to, so in appreciating your product more, you have to try as much as possible to sync the colors of what you are using with your brand colors. For example, you can see the second picture here has some bit of, what they could have maybe done here, probably just increase the brightness or increase the levels with Lightroom. Now, Lightroom is another class. We are going to try and take Lightroom class. So because to all people, I know that that's another important part of product selling or product purchase, whatever, on Instagram. So yeah, we're going to try and do that. Also, so colors are important. Put your brand colors at the back of your mind when you are trying to get any image or any shoot at all. Put your brand colors at the back of your mind. It's so important. Also, very quickly is this. I see a lot of posts on Instagram and I see pictures that have watermark. Now, like I said, I'm going to share resources of where you can download pictures from, where you can get images from and stuff that you wouldn't have to, you wouldn't have to use pictures like this. So when you see a picture that has watermark, even though you want to use that picture, I would advise go on Pixels or on Splash. I'm going to share the link below after the class where you can get high stock images like this one in green, and you would find out that you don't have to stress on Google. So I see every time many of us go on Google, download pictures, and they are either low resolution or they have watermark. You don't want to do this to yourself. It is not it's not good for your brand reputation, right? Yeah. So also in the usage of illustrations. Now, I have seen quite a number of illustrations on Canva, and the thing is, many people are overusing them. For example, this illustration might have been everywhere in many people's Instagram accounts, you get, but you can see what I did. So the first illustration has so the background color and the color of this vector guy, this image guy here, are not are like the same, so there's no contrast, right? And also these elements here, I feel like, I mean, they're not necessary. I see that message I'm trying to pass across here is 1,000 followers, right? A guy raising the banner, and this like is telling you, probably saying thank you to you guys, thumbs up. I don't have to put plenty of these icons all around my banners to make it look good. Now, doing it like this makes it look cleaner, more relatable, and I can see the design better. Now, you will see a lot of things on Canva. The thing is, many people, because they don't understand the fundamentals, like what we are trying to explain now, how that less is more in design. You don't need to crowd it up with plenty things before you know that you're doing good stuff. You don't need to do that. Like when you do it lesser and cleaner, your audience will love it and will come back to your page, right? So that's it about how to choose images. Now we go to how to choose the right font. What do I need to do? How do I need to choose the right font? Now, in terms of choosing fonts, you have to look for fonts that match your message. Now, as much as I used to advise that a brand should have a font that speaks to them, but I mean, you might get bored. It might be boring when you just have to use one font all along, all across board and everything. So let's take, for example, you have a particular campaign to run. Let's say it's for kids or for teenagers, like this banner here now. Now this post is supposed to go up for a brand that speaks to young people. Now look at this first design. The text is quite boring. It's like something that I want to share with my grandma, because I mean, she will not care. But when I'm talking to youth, I'm talking to teenagers, people that are funky, I need to try and appreciate and move to the kind of font they will like. I mean, this kind of font speaks or explain or match my message and also speak to my target audience better than this. Now, if you want to learn more about font pairing or how to use the best font, like I said, I've done an extensive class on that on Instagram. You can just check it out on my Instagram page. But please, this is just for you to take note of what is key and what is important as we go on. Yeah, so does the font match your message? That's the first question. If it doesn't, then you don't use it. Now, if you want a corporate font, if you want to do a corporate stuff, like use mostly sans serif, like this font I used to write, does it match your message? I love Helvetica. Helvetica is the font I use. Helvetica New is all I use mostly for my posts and everything. So, and I feel like it speaks to my brand, and it helps sell my message better than any other font. Yeah. So then we go to, is the font legible? Like, I mean, I know you want to use fancy fonts, like I've said, but I mean, for example, if you are trying to write a text in all caps, like this guy, camping time to relax. Now, all caps text are not always good with fancy fonts or what we call script fonts, because they look very boring when you write them in all caps, except a few of them. So as much as you want to be fancy, you want to be yippy and funky, try as much as possible not to overdo it. Now, if it's not legible, then don't use it, because people are consuming 1,001 content on Instagram on a daily basis. They don't want to see something that will bore them or make their eyes reject what you're sending to them. So if the font is not legible enough, they would not continue. They will stop and they would not focus, right? So please do not use fonts that is not legible. Now you can see that the campaign here is written. I used to tell people, don't try to, in using typography and using font, try to be expressive. Now, campaign is like the first thing I want you to see, is the major message I'm selling here. So I've left campaign on its own in a big font style, or font size rather. And the way it is here is standing alone, and it's making you see that, oh, campaign. And as big as it is, you can see that there is still a lot of sync between camping and time to relax. For me, sometimes I used to feel like if I was the one, I might have even made this camping bigger and made it smaller, because when scaling text, I used to tell people try to do ×2 or ×4 of your text. What do I mean? Now, check out these pro tips before hitting the trial. Let's assume this font size is like 12. If I'm moving to the next one, I will increase it ×2. 12 × 2 is 24. I'll make this one 24 or more safe. And if I'm increasing to this next one, I'll make this one 48. Why? So that the contrast can be visible. People can not trying to create contrast between two sides and use 12 and 16. I used to feel like it's a mistake, because maybe you're just trying to choose. You don't know which one is best for you. So don't do that. Like, as much as possible, scale big enough. Don't be scared of scaling. Also, do not overdo it. Now, I know you want to be all funky and all bad and all badass and stuff, but I used to advise, don't use more than 2 font style. Like, do not use more than 2 font style. And also try as much as possible to make a huge contrast between your 2 font style. For example, now this first design this is one font, this is another font, this is the same font with this one, this is another font, this is the same font with this one, and this is another different font. These are like 4 fonts, or what we call typeface. Yeah. So, this is overdoing it for me. I feel like keep it simple, keep it clean, be strong. One font, send the message, be strong. The font is strong enough. Yeah. You never know who you are inspiring. Now, this send the message across in a very simple and clean way compared to this one, right? So please do not overdo it. As much as you want to be a badass, please don't overdo it. Now, how do I pair images with text? I hope I'm not going too fast. I hope you're getting my message. If I am, please let me know. But when we get to Q&A session, I'll answer a lot of questions. I just want to rush through this thing and explain as much as I can before my time goes up. Okay, yeah. How do I pair images with text? Now, perfect question, good question that people used to ask, Number one is keep it balanced. Like I used to tell people that if you can read it, you should be able to see it. For example, I should not be struggling with seeing the text inside the image. Now, I see people just want to, now you might say, but Kayode, how do I do this summer with my picture in it? It's very simple. I'm going to show you some things on Canva, and I think Canva has some sort of this, what's it called now? Canva have something like this as a sample already. Now, what this second one makes you see is you can see welcome summer. You can't see the picture fully, but you can see something that has a beach effect or beach-like place. This is going to get you wanting more. You are going to anticipate what's coming up. Oh, where are we going? Where is this place? Do you get? So, and also it is balanced enough compared to the first one where you have welcome, then you have a white and a black border, then you have summer on your text. This is not good enough. And at the end of this class, I believe we'll always try to learn to balance our image with our text. Also, choose the color of the text. Now, do not do this. Do not use too light. Do not use a light background. Do not use a light color text on a light background. And do not use a color that is off the picture you are trying to sell to us. For example, now this is a purple, or I don't know what color this is exactly, but it looks like purple to me on a picture. Now this is, I can't really, I have to like, okay, what's this? Never give up. Yeah, I can see it, but it's looking off compared to the background I have here, right? Now look at the second design here. This second design here has never give up, never in red. Never, do not do it. Red is danger. Don't try it. And why did the person use red? I believe is because on this basketball here, you can see some shade of red. Now, one thing I used to do mostly is if I'm putting a darker version of a text on a picture, I try as much as possible to take or to sample some part of my text on of my picture on the text as a color. So what the person did there is sampled some part of this football or this basketball here on this text and made it a darker shade, just to give you that feel of there is a good synergy between the picture and the text. And also the picture is clear enough, I'm not fighting with the text. Never put a picture on someone's face. I mean, I've seen designers do it. Do not block someone's face. Imagine someone putting something in your eyes. You can't see anything going on. So never put a picture on someone's face. There are ways to stylishly do that effect. I mean, it's an effect that over time you can learn and you can try it out. But do not try out something that will mess up with your brand. Don't put a picture on someone's face. It is not good enough for your brand. Yeah. So moving up, I mentioned this scaling thing before. Like, do not be afraid to scale. And also in this particular picture, you can see here two things that this picture explains to you is it also explains what's it called now? It explains contrast. Now you can see that this picture, this color here, and the color of this image are close to like the same. Now I'll show you on Canva how to do this. What they did here is there is a picture, yeah, there is a picture, and there is a border or a shape that has black, and they try to reduce the opacity. Opacity is the degree of transparency. So I want to see my picture, but I want to put a text on it, and I want the text to come out and also not lose my picture. I put an opacity at the back. Some of us try this thing with PowerPoint, I'm sure. We know this. So, but then I still see designs like this, and it is not good enough. Trust me, this class is for the basic. Anybody that has not done design before will wait to come to this class and understand. So what I'm trying to sell across to you right here is that as much as possible, try to have a good contrast. Even if you feel like the picture you want to use, you still want to use this picture, you don't want to be restricted, you can use it by what I just explained of having to use a shape. I'm going to show you this on Canva because it might be difficult to understand it here. A shape that has a background color, let's say black, and I reduce the opacity, that's the degree of transparency of that shape. So it's bringing out a darker shade of my image and a lighter text of color, right? So this way you can tell your message better and tell your story better. Now, so the next thing now is how to use background instead of an image. Now, there are ways to do this, and doing this right will help you make clean and simple and easy to understand design. Like for me as an individual, I believe in doing something in a way that everybody can understand. It doesn't have to be at first. It doesn't have to be gang to be all the effects and all of those stuff. I'm not interested in that at the beginning. At the beginning, I want to see that is the message clear enough? Can I read it? Is the copy not? Hope the copy is not lost in the creative. Hope the picture matches with the brand. Hope all of these are working together. Now, that's what's important at the beginning of your designing as a non-designer. Now, how do you use background instead of an image? The first thing is this. Whenever you're using colored background like this, please, in as much as you love to put too many things, like these things I'm seeing under here where we have a what's it called? What's this called now? These are like clip art for cooking. So cooking things, this is like tomatoes or something. So this person is trying to depict a lot of images, but then I can see food. I can see the copy, healthy cooking. I can understand that it's cooking. So you don't have to put all of this. I feel like they are unnecessary. And also, because you've put all of this, I'm struggling to read the text. So your text is lost, your message is lost because you're trying to impress or trying to overdo. Like in doing things with background, try as much as possible to play it, tilt it down low until you master the craft to the point where you can do stuff and it will not be noticed, right? So in the second option of this design, you can see how that the colors are used in a way that you can appreciate and you can see the text. Everything is clean. Like I said, I want to help you create designs that are going to work for your brand and make your product sell. For some people, you're not putting the right thing out there. So that's why people are just rejecting, and there's this thing in our mind. So when we see so there are times when I look at particular visuals and I have a sharp headache and I feel like, no, this can be done better. And I just don't want to look at it, right? But when I see a good visual, and a good visual or a good creative is with a good font that works for the message you're trying to sell across, a good background or a good image. Once those things are working together, then you have a good visuals, right? Forget all the, oh, how does this graphic designer put this effect? Don't worry about that yet. Like, take it one step at a time. Try to get the text arrangement. Make sure your texts are aligned. Make sure you're using the right text. Make sure your background is clean. Then you're good to go. All right. So now, graphic backgrounds. Yeah, you want to use graphic backgrounds. You want to use for wedding background. You don't want to pay a graphic designer to do a wedding e-invite for you, but then you don't want to do a shitty job like this first one. Why is it shitty? Number one, this elements, this flower element used there, they are too clustered together in a way that they are disturbing. There's no room for save the date to breathe. So if this thing was properly arranged like this second one, you can see that number one, the color was changed to white. Why? Because this yellow is fighting with every other color. I can't see this flower here. I can't see everything here on this particular creative, on this second creative. So I'm lost and I'm wondering that what am I supposed to see? Everything is shouting at me here. But when you look at the second creative, it's cleaner because I've decided to rearrange the elements in a clean shape, right? And also have room for my save the date to stay in the middle. And everything is clean and simple. So you can see that, making a good design is not first thing, knowing how to do Photoshop manipulation or knowing how to use Adobe Illustrator and killing it. Making a good design first is about understanding the fundamentals and knowing how to give room for your elements in your creative. Now, many of us have seen design where we'll be like, oh, this thing is shouting at my face. This thing is not, there's no room here for this thing to break. That's what we're talking about in this class. So try as much as possible to see. You can see here that this can explain to you that there is enough room for this text to breathe, to live, and also you have space in the middle for your text. All right, moving on very quickly. Now, how do I establish a focal point? Now, what do I mean? In every design, there is a focal point. There's what you want people to see first, or there's what you are trying to call people's attention to without shouting to them. Now, how do you establish a focal point? The importance of elements. Now, like I said in the first, as I was coming, before I got here, I said that do not put a text in someone's face. Now, for this particular first creative that is in red here, you can see that this text is interfering with the microphone and there's no room compared to the second one. Now, if you are trying to do stuff like you're trying to build, sorry, hold on one second. Trying to share the link with someone that has texted me. Sorry. Sorry. All right, that's done. So now establishing the importance of elements is key in creating good design. For example, you can see the second one here. The text are aligned to the right to a place where there is space for the speaker and there is space for the text. Now you can see that just little adjustments and little edits to how we have been doing stuff before now will make our design come to life, right? So in doing this, you do not try to block off a particular element because this is how I think about it. We are all in the same room. We're having a meeting, or for example, now if you are standing in someone's face, the person tell you, oh, you're standing in my face. I can't see, you're obstructing me. Now, in the same way, this element are telling you that, oh, you're obstructing me with this guy you're putting in front of me. But because you are not hearing the element, you're like, okay, anyhow you see it, I'll do it. But I know you want me to read the text, but I also want to appreciate the picture. Do you get? So as much as possible, try to have this balance between your text and your image in order to establish a focal point. Because in these two creatives, your focal point is your microphone and also the text. But then I can see them separately, not obstructing themselves. Another thing is create visual hierarchy. Like this one, I used to tell people that, especially sometimes when I do designs for brands that are selling products and stuff, they tell me that no, okay, I want the what's it called? I want my phone number to be big enough so that everybody can see it. I'm like, yeah, but let us sell the message first. They will see your number when they appreciate the message. Another thing is this, I might not have said it in this class or mentioned this, is that in as much as you want to have the greatest caption, let your caption be simple enough to be understood by everybody. See, there are 1,001 people consuming your content. If your content is not simple enough, they will not appreciate it and they will not come back. They'll feel like you are boring them out. So it has to be clear, it has to be specific. Now, using visual hierarchy here helps you understand that what is key for you. Special sales is what I want them to see. I'm doing a special sales on Boxing Day and it is 75% off. Look at the arrangement between this text, this picture and this text. Like, it is simple, it is clean, and it sells the message across. See, you don't have to use all these shapes here and use different 1,001 colors just to sell your brand. If you use the shape and this color and your message is not neatly passed across, people will lose the essence. People will buy more from this person and buy less from you just because they cannot see. Look at what the person put here is buy company. 1, 2, 3, 4. I tell people that if your copy don't sing a song to people, they would disappear. As much as the graphics has to look good, the copy has to be great. What are you selling? What is the message you're passing across? Oh, I'm selling this and this. And this is what I'm doing right now for you. And also, always not try to push what you're selling every time in people's face. Now, as much as you want to do that, try to tone it down and put things that will make them want to ask for what you sell. For example, if you're a fashion person, put tips or things that when they try by themselves, they'll come back to you and ask you, how do you do it? Or ask you, how can I get this done? Or how can you help me with this and this? Because they've seen you do something that is a need for them. Now, people don't really know what they want, but sometimes when they see it, they recognize it. So as much as possible, please try to tone down on trying to put your information first in their face. Create visual hierarchy, respect visual hierarchy, and make sure you create them using your designs. Also, balance your elements. Now, whenever I see elements that are not balanced, I just scream like, what is this? Look at this first design. Don't forget to smile. Like, I'm frowning at this guy because it's shouting. Like, the colors are a lot, yeah. It's not in sync, and the text are not balanced. But look at the second design. Do not forget to smile. The text are balanced, are aligned to the left. There's a smiley under, as a smiley, I mean, I can see it's not far. Now look at this smiley here. This thing is small, but because it is small and it is far from this text, it's almost lost, right? On this first one, it is almost lost and it is insignificant because I can't tell where this thing is going to. I don't know what to do with this guy. You get, I don't know what I want to use this guy to do. So it is not a logo. Don't put it here, please and please. If it's not your brand logo, don't leave it being isolated at one corner. And if it's your brand logo, leave it in a way and position it consistently so people can know and see and recognize every time they come for you or they come to your page. They can recognize and see your brand logo and appreciate it more. Yeah. Also, I mean, I've mentioned this while I was talking, but also try to create contrast. Contrast is key. Like, you don't want me to struggle to read your text. You don't want me to struggle to read the message you're passing across. I mean, you spent time in creating this content or in creating this design. Try as much as possible to also make it meaningful to me. Like, sell your brand to me as quick as possible and also make it meaningful. Yeah. So also use negative space. Like I said before this class, like I've explained a lot of things about what negative space is, what font size, pairing, and all on my Instagram. After this class, you can check my Instagram at IamKMike, and you will see all of these resources. Also, I'm going to share with you these class slides to everyone's email. I have your email address. If I don't have your email address, there's a WhatsApp group that I had it for everyone that joined this class. Please drop your email address there, but I'm sure I have everyone's email address. I'm going to forward it to you at the end of the class. But yeah, use negative space. Now, for this design, if I were this person and I still want to use this image, I can do it in the way I explained the first one of reducing or cropping this image a bit. That if this image have enough room, right? Cropping the image a bit and cropping it a bit and I'm putting my text in a way that will be seen and appreciated. Now, I know you want to put everything in everybody's face, but please and please do not try it. Like, don't do this. it is not accepted in 2020. Especially when you've attended this class, I'm going to follow you and check your page and I'll see what you're doing. But please use negative space. Now, negative space is not so difficult to. What is negative space? It is a space where there is room for other things. It's like calling it white space. So you have a table, like leave space. Like don't worry about what's supposed to be here. Don't worry, leave it alone. Like it is for us to appreciate the image. For example, you are selling a brand and you want to put a lot of text on your brand picture. For example, you want to put a lot of text on a picture that has a shoe. That is ridiculous, and that is not accepted, because your viewers or your customers will not appreciate the image you are selling to them. I also said I'm going to call someone to join to do this class, like in another class we're going to do on how to use images and videos and all of that to sell your brand better. All right, so moving on very fast. Another thing is pay attention to the spaces between the elements. Please and please. Now, even me, I still feel like this one is still not done into this green one. But what I mean is that, see, you can see that when you're creating any design, always remember that leave room for. Someone asked me that, what's the room for? Who is the room for? The room is for the gods of designs that want to sleep there. Just leave the room, because putting everything everywhere and shrinking it, look at this thing, can easily lost off. Just imagine this is for a print job. Your printer can cut off your website. And trust me, imagine you send this as a brochure and they bring it back and your website is cut off. Like, so what is the point of the resources? So even if you are outsourcing your job, for example, your brochure job to a professional designer, and it comes back and gives you this, you can tell and say that, no, bro, this thing doesn't make sense. It will be lost in my work. Do you get? But you can see this is neatly done. Like, I don't do design without grids and rulers. Like, I measure every angle, because I don't want things to bleed out of my page and get lost. So pay attention to the space between the elements. Let there be adequate spaces between your elements, right? All right, moving on. Now pay attention to your margins as much as possible. That as much as you would like to just do stuff, like always make sure something is aligning to something on your design, and it is not at the edge of your Canva or at the edge or at the border of your frame. Do you get? So always make sure that something is aligning to something and it is not at the edge of the border of your frame. So try as much as possible to make the alignments and adjust them appropriately. So pay attention to your margin. I'm trying to rush because of time, so I can do the Canva thing and you guys can see a few things. So pay attention to your margin is very, very key. Now, you want to apply a bleed of the grid effect. What is a bleed of the grid effect? It is simple. It is an effect that you want your text to bleed. Look at this design. Look at this green one. So you want your text to bleed inside or outside the edge of your image, but you want to do it in a way that will be very appreciated. Now, for doing this, I used to pay attention to the kind of font I use. Now look at this font. Look at the thickness of this font. It's something that is probably a bold of this font, right? It is slim. It is not as wide as this second one, and it has big body, or whatever I'm going to call it right now. Now, in doing this, I can appreciate it more than this other one. Now, what did they do? You can see that this color and this color is similar. So they might have sampled the color from this background, this gray background, this cloud background, and put it here and reduce the what's it called now? I'll show you how to do that on the color picker on Canva. Reduce some part of it, right? And you can see that this is neatly done compared to this. This person trying to apply a bleed effect, but wrongly, right? It's not done well and it is improper. So whenever you're applying a bleed effect, try as much as possible to do it clean. If you don't understand how to do a bleed effect, you can Google, but then if you don't understand, don't just do it. It's better than getting it wrong. Please don't do it, because it's a brand you are selling. You want your customer to not run away and come back tomorrow. Yeah. All right. So now, the next tip is how to use design technique to create visual effect, right? I'm trying to check time and also check some people dropping messages. So how to use design techniques to create visual effects. Now, this one is what I try to do in this class. I don't know if you noticed, I try to use the simplest things and the simplest ways to explain. And I also try to show case studies so that you can see, because I mean, I believe a design class should be more about the visuals. I want to see than what I'm saying, right? So yeah, that's why I try to do a comparison, because I want you guys to see. And because I was thinking of teaching Illustrator first, but I'm like, yeah, I will do that class, but I'll explain later, don't worry. Let's continue. So how do you use design techniques to create visual effects? Making image transparent. Now, I explained this with one visual that we saw earlier, how that you don't want to lose your background. At the same time, you want to keep your message, right? Now, I said that there are elements that make up design. Their line, it's called line, text, image, and what's that one? Line, shape, which line fall under shape, text, image, and I've forgotten, but I'll check for it. But there are 4 of them, right? So now you can see that for this first creative or first visual, there is a background and a text on it. But now this second visual has a background with a, what's it called now? It has a background with a black color. Thank you so much for me paying attention. Color, thank you. Yeah, it has a background and there is a black shade underneath the picture. Now, you've taken a beautiful picture in Hong Kong and you want to use to sell a message to your brand. Yeah, but then you don't want the picture to get missing and you want to pass a text on it. Just put a black, like I said before, they put a black, it's usually black because black helps you appreciate more, do the contrast more. You can see the effect, the text and the picture at the same time with the black. Yeah, especially when you want to use a lighter shade of color. So if you're using a darker shade of color, you can use a lighter color as this to replace this black. So they put a black here and they reduce the opacity. That's the degree of transparency, as we said in this class. And they put a text. Now, notice they put a line. Why the line? Why can't I just write the text? I feel like the line just creates balance between this first text and the second text, and it's good enough for me because I mean, I'm like, what do you want to know before you go to Hong Kong? Hong Kong is the place I want to go to Hong Kong, but not this Corona season. But yeah, I want to go to Hong Kong. But then looking at this, I appreciate the design more than the second one. You get, because the second one, I can see the picture. I'm like, oh, this picture is nice, but what are you saying here? You get, even if the person tried to bring this white text to this dark thing, because I've seen people do this a lot, it's still not appreciated and it still might be lost. Don't try to do this. Do this, will appreciate your text and your picture better. All right. So moving on very quickly. Now, I have always said to people that using collage is very, very key in design. What's a collage? A collage is a shape that you put an image. Damola is going to Hong Kong. All right, a shape that you put an image in. For example, now look at this first creative. Someone might say that, okay, this creative is not bad. It's clean, it's nice, I like it. Yeah, I know you like it, it's clean, but it's still not accepted. Why? Number one, this thing is not aligned. Look at it. That's one. What is this guy aligned to? Nobody. This guy is an orphan. He's just standing on his own. This guy here is a widow looking for a husband. Now bring them together and align them here. Everything is well said. Now look at this second creative. Merry Christmas, even if I don't understand what Happy New Year is doing here, but I feel like Happy New Year is small or it's not necessary. Or you can just put an Happy New Year and still increase the beats because it's also something that I want people to see. Yeah. Like I said, remember I said that scaling. So even for me, I feel like this creative is still faulty in a way. I said scaling your text, make sure it is what times 2, times 4, or times 6. So this, like, let's say this is like 12. This guy is 16. So they're like brothers and they're brothers. I want them to be like father and son. Increase this guy times 2 of this guy. Let this guy be 12, let this guy be 24. Why? Because let there be hierarchy. Let them know that, okay, this is the first thing. This is the next thing. This is not necessary. This is necessary, but I don't want it to take space. That's the point of hierarchy. Do you get? I mean, if you go to a king's palace, you will see chiefs, you see the king. Before you sit down or something, there's a way they do it. There's an hierarchy in design also. Now, I feel like this picture in this first one here, it's just it's lonely. It's just there. Like it's not. I'm not appreciating it well. Now you can see that this effect here and this picture here. There's a picture here. This is just the picture, and it's just in this border, and that's it. It makes the design clean, very appreciated, and there is white space. Can you see white space? I mean, don't try to put everything together. Look at this. All the elements are almost together. Like, don't do that. Like, we're going to be tired of reading it. We're going to be bored. We are reading a lot of things. There's Lasisi on Instagram. You want to go and check Lasisi's page out, and your page is staring at us. Sell your market to us fast. Like, show us the picture, show us the text. What am I to get? That's what I want to see. Do you get? So try as much as possible to be clear and coincide as much as possible. I think I'm almost done with the slides. Now, using shapes with text. Now, a lot of people have done designs like this, even me when I was starting off as a designer, because I didn't know better. Now, this class is to help you know better. Now, you can see that this is the background. This person is selling recipes, kiwi recipes, right? Now, this is the background. And you want to use this background. Like I said, don't let the background image be an obstacle to not achieving your results. Now, whatever the image you want to use, I believe you can still use it. You just have to be creative. So sit down and think, how can I make this thing work? I do a lot of sketches with my notepad. I sketch a lot of things. So draw this thing out, my background. But my background has different elements. How do people see it and appreciate my background? I put a border. I put a frame rather. I put the color of this yam on this frame. That's a darker color. I put a, this thing is called a stroke on the frame, maybe a white stroke, whatever. I make my text white. I use a green from this green. Now you can see that this is a design that is properly done using the brand colors and appreciating the brand colors. Now, I come on your Instagram and I see something like this, and I see a series of things that have different colors of your brand, I'll appreciate it more than coming to your Instagram and saying, today it is color white and blue, tomorrow it is color yellow and pink. Like, there is no consistency. As much as possible, please try to stay consistent. It is too important. It is super, super important. Yeah. So I think we are done. Whoops. Yeah, we are done with the slide. So I would quickly show you one or two things on Canva that I think are necessary. So how many of us have used Canva before? If you have, just put yip, or I, or whatever on the page. Just put I or something if you have used Canva before. I just want to show you something very quickly. If you have used Canva before, let me see you say yeah. All right, I have a lot of Canva family. So guys, I'm going to create something. Just going to do a rearrangement or redesign of something on Canva very quickly. Yeah, and I'm going to show you how you can do something on Canva that's, because I feel like Canva templates are overused. Like a lot of people are using the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. So how do we do something very quickly? Let's just go to Canva. Let me share you my screen and show you Canva. All right. So this is my screen. For those of you that haven't used Canva, please go and download Canva. There's another site that is like Canva that I think is good. It's called visme.co. Visme.co too is super good, but I think to enjoy it, you have to pay for some things, but I feel like it is good. You can try it out. Oh, sorry, visme. I'm trying to type it for you guys. Visme.c. It's just telling me visa. Visme. Don't give me visa. Thank you. My autocorrect is trying to disgrace me. Visme.co. All right, it's Visme, visme.co. Visme.co. You can check it out. All right, so very quickly, I'm going to show you something on Canva. All right, so I think you can see my screen. Like I said, many people are selling stuff here, so so that's why I'm using the picture of a sales something. Yeah, so I said something about Damola, please. I'm not going to Hong Kong yet. So I said something about using consistency in text. I mentioned your color, your brand color. For example, your brand color is pink. This picture works for you. But you'll not be selling all pink shirts and all pink clothes. So how do you do it? Guys, there's a site where you can edit your picture. Like you can trace out your image immediately, remove the BG. I don't know if you're aware of this. If you're aware of this site, just say, yeah. There's a site like that. I mean, remove those BG is amazing. Sorry, it's trying to load. I want you to see something with remove before I go back to Canva. Remove.bg helps me. I feel like the intelligence is good. So it does what Photoshop does. How that you tell the designer, let me trace this image. And like, oh, I cannot trace anything. I have work to do. So remove.bg is drop and play. Drop your picture there and you delete the background. It works like magic. Yeah. So I don't know, my internet is trying to turn me, it's trying to fuck me up, but sorry guys. I'm waiting for remove.bg to load. But let's go back to Canva while we're waiting. I hope you can see my screen. All right, so I don't like this font. I don't know. I'm sorry, but it looks so, they're trying to be funky, but it looks so rigid. It looks like horror movie fonts. Yeah. So I want to change this font first thing first. Let's say my brand is I have a brand that works with, what's it called? Fashion. Yeah, I have a font in my head that I love for fashion guys. Fashion guys, try this font. It's very good. It's called Playfair and it's on Canva. Playfair, whatever it's called. But this is the spelling. Yeah, it's on Canva and it's amazing. I love this font because I feel like it is cool, it's sexy, and it's I mean, it sells the market, it sells the brand. So yeah, shit. Smile is not smiling with me right now, guys, because this thing is not changing. So changing this font currently is loading here. So I'm trying to, okay, it has done. I'm trying to change this thing to, you can see that this thing looks so clean, so crispy. Remember what I said about increasing your size. If you don't want to come here to increase your size, you can easily just do this. Now, everybody in this class, please, I advise you to explore Canva today. Like, do quite a lot of things as much as possible. Make it not make sense. Don't worry. I'm trying to build a community of non-designers that are trying to do stuff for themselves. Now, I believe everybody should learn how to design. I mean, everybody should learn how to design. No matter what you do, you should know principles or basic. So yeah, now this is the text. I've changed the text from what it is currently. I also want to do something here. I feel like this button can be changed to something else. So what do I do? Now, this is my color picker, my color on Canva, right? Now I can say I want to change, sorry, hold on a second. Let me check I think this is open. Yep, this is it. So this is the guy that helps you remove background immediately and free. It is free, guys. This guy is free. Come on. Now look at it. This is an image that was dropped here with a background. Original image. This is the remove background. You can see how, and you can just bring it and put it here and do whatever it is you want to do. This is another one. This is another one. Why am I showing you this? Because I believe I think for you to use the one where you can get large size, you have to pay. I'm not sure yet, but I don't use it for print stuff. I use it majorly for social media stuff because I mean, many of us here want to use design for social media. So yeah, it is fine. But when you are using stuff for print, it might cost because the resolution might be small for your print job. Just imagine you're printing a banner that is like a 9 feet by 6 feet tall. Man, you have to pay for them to give you a large size of your image. But yeah, but for your social media, you can still make this happen. Don't need to call your designer friend and tell him to help you trace your image again. You can do this yourself and it is absolutely free. Remove.bg, just bookmark it on your system and you are good to go. All right, so guys, back to what I was explaining with Canva. Yeah, so I want to probably replace this picture. Let me go back to the picture I tried to get here, right? This babe, I think she's fine. Save image as, yeah, I saved my image that's dropped. I come here, I remove this image, I just deleting it or whatever I want to do. And I bring this one and ouch, sorry, I made a mistake. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's back, it's there, it's live. I bring this image here and I increase my size as much as possible or as much as I want it. Okay, I was thinking it was casting. Position now on Canva, you can position, you can see that this thing is as it's appeared, Abby. So positioning, you just come here, come to position and move it forward, move it backward rather, because you want this one to come forward. So that's it, very simple. Yeah, so you increase this guy. You can see I'm holding my shift. I'm holding my shift on my keyboard. I know you can see, sorry. I said you can see. You can see that I'm holding my shift. You want to bring this guy up a bit. Yep. I feel like this one can still come down so that you can see, this picture well clearly here, right? Also, another thing I feel is I feel like doing this. Now, this is just to show you that, I mean, you might necessarily not need this thing. If you don't want it, you just delete it. Now, this is to tell you that there's no design you see on Canva that you cannot use to do anything. You can remove this one and make it something else. Maybe you want to use this banner for a quote, for example. Right? So you can just do something like delete this one. Now, try to increase this a bit, right? Okay. Try to increase this a bit. Delete this guy. Okay. So bring this text now. Let's say, let me try and increase this girl, this baby a bit. Okay, so that's done. I want to bring this guy somewhere. I think this guy has to go. I don't need it. So this is just showing you how to easily, now I'm going to put that thing I told you guys about, the black opacity thing. So I'm trying to delete this guy. Okay. Oops, did the wrong thing. Okay. Sorry. Trying to, getting too small for me to delete. All right, good, gone. So now I want to bring a shape, Abby. So I come here. Now these are my menu bars. I say I want a shape, a shape, a shape. I want a shape. I want a shape. So this is what I'm looking for, right? A shape. This is a shape. I fill it in. Into the image. Right. I want to show you what we just explained. I make the color black. Color here. I make it black. Now I come here and I increase the opacity level. Opacity level. I increase the opacity level. Now, you can see that this is what we're talking about, using the black on the white background. So opacity level is increased, and I bring this back. Like I say, I want to change this my color to maybe white. Yep. I feel like the white sells the stuff better for me. So this is just explaining one of the things we've done, one of the things we've learned in the class. Yeah. So you can do anything you want to do with this. So let's go back to home. Now, so if you haven't used Canva before, this is how Canva works. Very easy tool, very amazing tool. I feel it is amazing because it does great things. But if you don't know if you don't have a basic knowledge of what we just explained in this class, you might not be able to appreciate these things as much as you should. Now, look at something very quickly. Okay. I'm just going to do one or two, then remove. I want us to do a particular class where we're just focusing on Canva, doing different things with Canva. So let's say we are looking for a quote, right? Now, in looking for a quote, for example, you want your brand to use this kind of templates, right? Now, what I would advise is this. How do you I'm sure changing color is just as easy as anything. Let's say your brand color is pink or whatever. I click on this, I come here, you can see the color is highlighted. Anything you click on, the color will change, the thing will change, right? So I click on this. And also you can do some effect on your text, on your image by clicking on effect. Or you can even remove the background directly, but it is paid here on Canva, it is paid here, right? You can make your picture duotone. Duotone is applying two colors palettes to your image. For example, you want to mix two colors on your image. This also makes your design look so good, but I don't know if it's free on Canva or you have to connect. I think you have to connect, but don't let us waste time on that because of time. Let us go on. So you can just try all this effect out. You can try adjustment. Adjustment is basically just trying to increase the brightness. Now, You increase the contrast, whatever you want to do, just to increase the saturation a bit. You can see that it's bringing it back to life from black and white, but this person wanted black and white, so let's go back to black and white for the person. All right, so now I want to change the color of this guy. So you want to consistently use this background. I believe, for example, you want to have motivation quotes posts. I believe for some time, use consistent templates for a while. Before you get to the point where you feel like you can start using different ones, use consistent template for a while. It might be, your own might be different. Your own might be that you want to bring this woman away from this shape. For example, this is what you want to do. Let's redo this thing. Maybe you want to take out this guy completely. Reduce this guy like this. Let us do something like this. You want to do this. I'm just showing you how to easily, and the good thing about Canva, it helps you snap and help you give you the effect. How to easily just edit stuff on Canva. So you want to do your own this way. You want to bring this to the center. You can see that this thing is showing this is center already. That's the center. You want to easily just increase this like this. Now this font is not, so I want to put everything in the center with my own. So try to do center alignment. Center alignment, you can bring this here. You can go to your text. I'm sorry, you don't need listing. This is what I'm looking for here. Center alignment, right? I want to center alignment. This guy to center alignment. Good. All right. So I feel like you should bring this one down. This text down. Yeah. Good. So you want to do yours like this. Probably bring this guy here. Maybe you want to increase this guy a bit. Right? And then you want to put a circle here. Let's just say you want to just be funky with your stuff. Maybe you want to just add some, you just want to change it from the normal thing you have seen. You can do this. Sorry, there's also Alt Shift and Alt together. I hope you guys can hear me. I mean, I think training online is not as easy as training physically. I mean, you are seeing the people, you can see the reaction, but online, it's like, oh my God. But yeah. So you want to position this guy and bring it forward. Right? You want to, sorry, I'm trying to do a particular thing. I'm not good. Sorry. Remove what? Okay, let me just remove watermark. How to buy the picture to remove watermark. Imagine. Yeah. So so this is just to show you that you can easily restructure your design whatever way you want. This picture is not good. So you can put your own picture inside this guy. You want to be sure these two are aligned. Abi, you just try your position here, alignment position, and you do center. You can see that this guy is snapped, so it is aligned this way now. So you can put your picture here and you can do whatever it is you want to do here, right? So you can see that with this way it is easier for you to play around different things on Canva. So as much as you want to quickly use the template because of time, you can also try to be expressive with it. Like don't just copy the same thing and paste it. Now you understand how you can, all the things I've explained so far will help you, gives you the understanding of, I believe whenever you're designing, there's a particular knowledge you need. Not like you going to Excel. If you don't know formation in Excel, you would be looking at it like, what is this? How do I do formation? You get every tool, everything. Like when Instagram came out, we all had to learn how to use Instagram live video. We all had to learn how to use all their new features. We all had to learn everything. Now, so I'm using that to say this, that every tool like Instagram, I feel like they are habitual tools or habitual products. What do I mean? Like there is a habit that people don't know they have, but once you give them a tool, they'll create the habit. Now, I'm trying to let you see design as being habitual. Like everything you see on a daily basis are designed. Your car is parked in a way, it has to be straight for you to enter a particular position so that another person can, you are trying to manage this position, another person can park in another place. That is showing you how that spacing is important in real life is also important in design. So as much as possible that you want to just quickly just take what you have on Canva because you think Canva is professional, it's a professional tool, but because 1,001 million people, 1 million users are using Canva on a daily basis, you don't want to jeopardize them seeing the same thing on your content with the same guy that is selling the same thing you are selling. So it is probably the same brand, just different colors or different brand names. Do you get? So in as much as you want to do stuff that are, I believe, start simple, start doing it simple, understand the principles that we've explained so far in this class, and from there you can build something that is effective. Man, yeah. So I said this class in my mind was going to be like maybe an hour, 30 minutes or an hour, but the way it's looking, I think we have sorry, my screen sharing is resumed back. So I think I've maxed out my time already, but I want to go back to my slide and show you the last thing I have before we go. So guys, I'm trying to create a community. Learning design is not a one-day thing. You can't learn how to be a designer in a day. And I'm not training you to be a designer. I'm training you to learn how to design as a business owner. I'm training you to learn how to design as a content creator. You don't have to be a graphic designer. And guess what? If you try to max out this, so take for example, I have friends that are social media managers that if they know some things in designs, now those who want to learn Photoshop by all means. Someone said in the report I got from what do you want to take out from this class? Some people said they want to learn graphics, they want to learn Photoshop. Now, Photoshop class is not, I'm not doing Photoshop class here in this class here, but I can hook you up with a class on Photoshop and stuff. But for my own focus is on non-designers, people that I feel like they need it for their day-to-day business. I mean, look at all of us are consuming content online now because of this corona thing. Now, imagine someone does not have the understanding or the ability to create graphics or create simple design by themselves. How would they continue selling their service or their product while this thing is still on lockdown? So I'm trying as much as possible to help as many people as possible. I will try and do another class next week, and it will be more on tools, because this class, I want you to understand the fundamentals before we just jump in designing the tools. So it will be more on tools. I'm thinking of doing Canva and Illustrator now, but the challenge I have is installing the software Illustrator on people's laptop, because not everybody have Illustrator. If anybody have Illustrator on this group, please can you just say I have Illustrator, or you just say yeah, whatever. But just say something, let us know if you have. But I want to, so what I'm going to do is, even if I send you the file to install, many people might not be able to crack it. Now, my first stage as a designer was to learn how to crack Photoshop. So once you can crack anything, you are a designer. That's the first thing they tell us then. But yeah, but the understanding is that I want to share things with you that are helpful for you and help you go as a non-designer. You don't need to be a graphic designer to create designs. You can be a non-designer doing your financial things and still be selling your product on the side. Everybody has one side or the other this period, and it's not bad. It's good. Like, everyone wants to increase their source of income, which is very good. So I'm going to share you these slides. Now, the resources, I hope you can see the screen. I hope you can see the screen. I have Illustrator, Ademola Kazim. That's good. Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of people don't have Illustrator. So Illustrator. So resources that I feel like you would need. Number one is remove.bg. Remove.bg helps you remove background. I just shared with you. Number two is front scroll. Front scroll. Why I gave you front scroll is because you can easily just Google the fonts you're looking for. But as I said, go to my Instagram at IamKMike and check for. You can also check for my for fonts. Like I gave options of fonts you can download that would fonts that I would recommend. You have it on my Instagram there. So Pexels is where you download free stock photos. They are doing an amazing job. Pexels, or you can check on Splash. On Splash, also doing amazing job. Now, Pinterest is for inspiration and mood board, like I explained in the class before. Sorry, one moment. Pinterest is for inspiration and mood board. Yeah, Pinterest is an amazing tool. Like, you will see a lot of things that inspire you. But sorry, please don't be carried away with the inspiration, and don't be lost, and don't lose inspiration while you're trying to get inspiration on Pinterest, because you can see things that will overwhelm you. When I see them, I just run away from there. Yeah, so visme.co is what I was explaining. You can also use to create social media banners. it's just like Canva, but I think it's also something you might just try to explore. Yeah. So, and free pick is to download graphics resources. Like, man, these guys are lifesavers. You download shapes that you can use for your designs, but the challenge is you can only use them on Illustrator. You can't use them on Canva. So that's why I said I feel like there's a need to learn Illustrator, so I can easily just show you some of these tips and some of how to use free pick and how to use them on Illustrator. So I will try and create the strategy and come up with a class for that. I'm still thinking about that. Yeah. So free pick is good. It's very good for graphic resources. We get resources, a lot of resources from there. Flaticon is to download icons. Like, need any icon at all, go to Flaticons, download them in either PNG or SVG. Yeah, I advise use SVG because it is vector file, but PNG still is not bad because it will give you a good quality image. Yeah, so guys, I think so. This document, I think we are done with this class. So this document, woo, man, a round of applause for yourself. You you made it to the end. And you guys tried. I didn't know it was going to be over an hour. Yeah. Please let me know if it was helpful. And like I said before, I want to do more of this because I believe that even as much as you have concentrated in this class, you've gained just 60% of what I've taught. Like, going back to the notes will help you gain more or understand more. Yeah. So I would try as much as possible. I'm going to share this document to everybody because I feel like this is like a manual. This is like a manual for you guys. Like, once you have this, you can look at it and scrutinize your work. And I mean, if you're on the WhatsApp group I added you on, you can add me on privately and we can talk and I can help you with resources also. I'm always ready to help you guys. I mean, it's because we all need ourselves. Trust me. I want to help your business make sense. I want to help you make more money so that when you are now 1 billion naira or dollars in revenue, you can call me and say, oh, I know this guy that did this training for free one time. Let me call him and let him be my brand manager, whatever he gets. Yeah, but amazing, guys. Amazing. This is super good. I'm looking to doing another one shortly. I'm going to pass. I have your email address. I'm going to send emails across to everyone. I want to add you to a newsletter that I'll be dropping every week on things to do things to help you create effective graphics, like on a daily basis, on weekly basis, whatever the schedule will be. I'll let you know. I'm going to send you newsletters so that you can do amazing stuff with your computer or with your phone. I mean, yeah. So it's Q&A session. Yup. So yeah, guys, drop your question on the comment box and let me answer right away. I've forgotten. Drop your question. For me, your question. I'm trying to scroll to your question. If you can copy and paste it for me, it will be fine. If you have questions, please drop them. Is type, okay, for me, this is your question. Is type and text the same in the design field? Oh, yeah, good question. Is type and text the same in design field? So I like to call them typeface. The face of a type. What is a type? A type is what you use to write, whatever it is you're writing. Your Calibri is a typeface. So this is how I say it. Calibri is a typeface. Times New Roman is a typeface. Which other one do you know? Montserrat is a typeface. But those typefaces are in family, right? Those typefaces are in families. They have Times New Roman Slim, Times New Roman Light, Times New Roman Bold, Times New Roman Italics. So those things that are italics, bold, extra bold, those ones are the font. So it is Times New Roman Bold that is a font, but Times New Roman is a typeface. Texts and typefaces are one and the same, but the real way to call them is call it a typeface. A typeface is just imagine I am Oluwakayode Onofurora. Onofurora is my surname. Onofurora is my typeface because it's my father's name. It's the family name. Oluwakayode is my own name. Oluwakayode is the font, which is Oluwakayode is Calibri regular. My sister is Calibri bold or whatever. Do you get? So that's how you can, that's how those fonts are explained and best way to get them. Yeah, so that they are the same, but the best way to call them is typeface, typeface, typeface. Any other question? Any other question before we go? Any other question before we go? Any other question before we go? Logo positioning on design, what do I recommend? Honestly, I recommend you put your logo on the top, either right or left. Choose one space and stick to it. Why did I say on the top? Because when I'm looking at your design on Instagram or wherever, the first thing I see is left. To be honest with you, I see the left part because human being, we read from left to right. So if your logo is on the top left corner, I'm going to see it every freaking time I open your design. But if it's on the right bottom, it might be lost. I might not be able to see it because I've tried to consume all that, and if it's not too tiny again, that's another problem. Do you get? Also, I might also do how you can quickly do a logo revamp for your brand. If you want to do a logo revamp for your brand by yourself and do it and make it simple and clean, I might do a class on that. I'm trying to write a list of things that people need, and you can also send me an email on Dear Designer, the email I sent you yesterday or whenever you registered, on whatever you think you need as a non-designer. I'm going to do a list of them and also do series of classes on these things, and I believe they'll be helpful. Oh, the slide I showcased, I designed everything on Illustrator. I designed everything on Illustrator. I believe Illustrator is very simple. I want to teach you guys Illustrator, and I believe if you know Illustrator, you are done. You don't need to pay any designer. But yeah, you might just need a bit of Photoshop. You might need a bit of Photoshop to you might need a bit of Photoshop. That's my Instagram handle. Yeah, you might need a bit of Photoshop, and this is my WhatsApp. A bit of Photoshop to do some manipulations, and stuff. But I use Illustrator to design my class, and I use just one one typeface, all true, like major plus the main call out, the down, everything here. Just one font, Helvetica New. I love that font. Yeah, any other question before we call it a day? Thank you guys for turning up. This is an amazing. Watch out for design for non-designers on Instagram, and also watch out for I am K Mike on Instagram. There are a lot of resources I'm ready to pour out to everybody and to help you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. If you have questions, please drop. I'm still here for another 5 minutes. Yeah, if you have any questions, please drop it. I'm still here for 5 minutes before I go. Yeah, another class. Hopefully next week you get it. You get a notification for another class. That will be really helpful also. And you can now start the journey of being a designer, a non-designer that can design. Thank you, Nelly. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Demola. Thank you. I'm saying iPhone. So thank you so much. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, everybody. That this class was recorded. This Zoom class was recorded. I will save the video, and I can also share you the video link to download in case you want to watch for later. Thank you very much. I believe no more questions. I'll be logging off in 3 minutes. So if you still have questions, you can drop. In 3 minutes, I'll be logging off. This class was recorded. I'm going to save it and send it to you guys, to everyone that already started. I'm going to send it to you. Thank you. All right, Kolade, you can text me on WhatsApp. We discuss. Thank you so much, guys. This was good. It was good doing this. Yeah. So I'll send the class to you, the video class to you. I'm just waiting for if anyone has question. In 3 minutes, I'm out of here. Thank you, Sean. Long time. Thank you for joining. I hope it was helpful. So expect 2 things from me, from me. That's the class and the document, the recorded class and the document. I'm going to share with you guys so you can immerse yourself with it. Thank you guys so much for coming. Oh my God. I'm going with this. Don't worry, Damola. I have my sanitizer here. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I hope you guys are washing your hands and using hand sanitizer and stuff. whatever it is that I said we should use it. Yeah. All right. 2 more minutes before I log off. If anyone has questions, training documents and video will be sent to you. Definitely. It was a good one, and I enjoyed the class, and I hope you did too. Ooh. Whoa. One minute and I'm done. And I'm out. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, Ekene, you get the document tomorrow or tonight. I'm not sure, but I'm going to send it to you tomorrow. ASAP, tomorrow or tonight. I'm going to send it to you. ASAP. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. My guest, Steve Naya. All right. I think I can save the class now while we are done.